10 and a bigger and better year here at the Airborne Speedway. All right, here comes the field. First qualifier ready to go. Off turn 4, green. Flag is out. Drake grabs the lead on the inside. He'll take him into turn number 1. Here comes Pelkey on the outside. Keith Pelkey moving up on the outside, and he'll grab the lead as they head up the backstretch. Drake settles into the number 2 spot, but not for long. Here comes the 28 of Sawyer on the inside. Sawyer tries to move through, but gets the door shut by Drake. St. Germain moves up on the outside. He'll move into that number 4 spot.
Here comes Sawyer, looks down to the inside of the Drake 26. He gets there. St. Germain now moving through on the inside the 40. He's trailing a tail of smoke. Mark Harron in the 5 looking to get in there. He backs that out.
Off turn 4, it'll be Keith Pelkey, your leader. Second spot goes to the 28 of Jason Sawyer. Kenny St. Germain has his 40 in the number 3 spot. Smoke still continuing to billow out of the back end of the 40 car. Good battle developing for the number 4 spot. Mark Karen on the inside has taken 4th. Dave Drake back to 5th in the 26th. And it's the 36 of Bob Dragoon and the 2 of Metal Man.
Keith Pelkey out. It seems like the Sawyer 28 definitely cutting into that lead. As Kenny St. Germain, the 40, gets the right side tires off the racing surface into the bunker back there.
Smoke still continuing to pour out of the back end of the 40 car. They're halfway this time by. Top 2 cars have pulled away from the 3rd place, Kenny St. Germain. It's Keith Pelkey on top of the 24. Jason Sawyer continuing to close the gap as they head up the backstretch. Black flag is going to be coming out for the oil coming out of the back end of the 40 car. Trouble in the 28. 28 off the pace. Jason Sawyer having trouble in turn number 4.
That's going to move Mark Karen up to the number 2 spot. Here comes Mark Karen. He comes down past the Silk cars. Kenny St. Germain doesn't have problems. He's just going behind the 28 of Sawyer. Perhaps he may give him a push back. But out front, he has a sizable lead, and that's Keith Pelkey. He comes by and sees 2 to go.
2 laps to go for Keith Pelkey. Kenny St. Germain will indeed have to help the 28 back to the ground. Pelkey has a near backstretch lead over the 2nd place car of Mark Karen. 3rd place goes to the 26 of Dave Drake. Bob Dragoon's 36 runs in the 4th spot with Metal Man running 5th. White flag is out for Keith Pelkey.
Good battle for that 3rd spot. Bob Dragoon right on the back bumper of Drake. Into turn number 1, he looks high. Gets there off turn number 2. He's got a bad run up into the corner though. Drake powers way down the front stretch.
Here comes your leader off turn 4. It's going to be Keith Pelkey picking up the checkered flag. Mark Karen comes home in the number 2 spot. 3rd spot, they'll race to the line. It's going to go to Dave Drake. Bob Dragoon finishes.
The field is going to be the 5 of Mark Fuster.
That's your field for qualifier action for the Monster Energy Drink Bomber Division. Field picks it up off turn 4. Green flag is out. Collins gets a jump on the outside. He'll lead the pack into turn number 1. Here comes Seymour right back on the inside. Curtis Seymour now grabs the lead coming off turn 2. Collins trying to come right back on the outside. Richner has his 21 in the number 3 spot. On the outside, the 21A of Brandon Atkins runs in the 4th spot. Mike Whalen runs 5th in the 11. Seymour Jr. in command up front in that 357. Chad Collins staying about 2 car lengths behind. Scott Richner in the 21. He's another 2 car lengths back. Mike Whalen's on the move in the 11. He looks to the inside of the 21A of Brandon Atkins. They'll battle for the number 4 spot.
As they come down off of turn number 4, Kurt Seymour still has the lead. Chad Collins second. Dave 3rd. Good battle for the number 4 spot between the Whalen 11 and the 21A of Atkins.
Back in the number 6 spot, it's the 70 of Robert McClatchy. Mark Fuster moves his 5 up into the number 7 spot. That'll drop Jesse McKinley back to 6th, or back to 7th rather. And Zach from Myrtle Beach, he can see them all in that 71 car.
Chad Collins works his way right to the back bumper. Closes into 1 car length off of turn number 2. Into turn number 3. Seymour's got the lead. Collins still 1 car length behind. Couple of car lengths back to the Great Ape for 3rd. Still a good battle for 4th.
Rob, we got trouble on the backstretch. The 70.
Today's non-winners race.
All right, field starts to pick it up as they come into turn number 4. Down the front stretch, back to the green flag. Collins gets the jump on the outside, as he did on the original start, but here comes Seymour right back on the inside. Kurt Seymour is going to lead him up the backstretch. Richner trying to close the door on Collins, but no, Collins moves into that number 2 spot. Richner back to third. Whalen moves up on the inside. He wants to take that 4th spot away from Brandon Atkins.
357. Still has Chad Collins right there. Good run off of turn number 2 down the backstretch for the 22 of Chad Collins. The 70 is all over the track again. Nice job by Zach Mason to get on the binders and miss him. White flag off of turn number 4.
Kurt Seymour has led from the drop of the green flag. He leads him into turn 2. Chad Collins trying to make one last charge up the backstretch. It's still Seymour by a car length. Collins is second. They head into turn 4 the final time. Checkered flag in the air, down the front stretch. Kurt Seymour is going to be your winner. Chad Collins finishes second. The Renegade gets the 3rd spot in the 21. Mike Whalen finishes 4th. 5th spot goes to the 21A of Brandon Atkins.
Especially English muffins.
Here they come off turn 4, qualifier number 1, green flag. The end's got a little bit sideways coming off turn 4 in that 25 car. That'll allow KA to get a big jump and take the lead coming down the front stretch. KA is your leader. Gagne with a 4 moves into the number 2 spot. Vienne settles in 3rd. Bryant Trim has that 59 car winning the 4th spot.
KA out front. He's had a couple of heat wins this year. But Leon Gagne is quickly running him down in Riley Ford, number 4. Maxim Vienne runs in the 3 spot. Bryant Trim going to try and contest him throughout the 3 spot.
46 car Todd Osby running in the number 5 spot. Michel Viennes has 6th in the 50. Then it's Adam Barnaby in the B3 and Matt Woodruff at the back of the pack in the 55.
Leon Gagne closes in. One car length off of Lots of slingshot moves going to be tried. Right on the back bumper, down the backstretch. Into turn number 3. Leon Gagne gets on the brake early. Gets on the hammer in the middle of the turn. And down the front stretch, it's still Chris KA.
KA is your leader. Gagne looks to the outside. Now he'll swing to the inside for that run up the backstretch. It's a good gap back to the battle for the number 3 spot between the 25 of Viennes and the 59 of Trim. 5th spot goes to the 26 of Todd Osby. They're halfway.
Off of turn number 2, Chris KA pulls away, but again, Leon Gagne running that progressive banking on the high side, and that's allowing him to catch right up. Off of turn number 4, he goes high again, low off of turn number 4, that is. Down the front stretch, still KA.
And now taking up to the outside as they head into turn 2. Now he'll swing it back to the inside. Trying to find a way by that 18 car. Gagne's looked inside, he's looked outside, but so far KA has been able to hold him off. Trim has moved to number 59 into the number 3 spot as Maxim Viennes is back to 4th. Battles from the 26 running 5th. 6th spot goes to Michel Viennes in the 50. Adam Barnaby in the B3 running at the back of the pack with the 55 of Matt Woodruff.
Definitely some handling problems for the 55 of Maxim Vienne. He is sideways off of really sideways. Back up front, Chris KA still, Leon Gagne one car length off. They're going to come off of turn number 4 this time. White flag is out for Chris KA.
And Gagne continuing to find a way by that number 18 car. He's down at 1 lap to go. KA grabbed the lead at the drop of the green flag, and he has held on ever since. Into turn 3, now turn 4. Gagne with one last shot. Coming off turn 4, won't be enough. KA is your winner. Leon Gagne second. Bryant Trim finishes in the 3rd spot. Maxim Viennes gets 4th. Todd Osby rounds out the top 5 in car number 26.
Michel Vienne went around at the top of turn number 4. Michel Vienne in the 50.
49 car, so they're going to head back to the garage area to see what's going on. Here they come. Off turn number 4. Green flag is out. Dan Brown gets the jump on the inside, but look at that number 1X on the outside. Bertillon, he's caught on the bunker. Bertillon, nice job holding onto it back onto the racetrack with no contact. New leader up front, it's the 02. Mike Rial has the lead. Rial in the Plattsburgh Radiator car grabs the lead coming off turn 4. Dan Brown back to the number 2 spot. Mike Wells has moved up to the number 3 spot, and here comes Mike Finney on the move to take 4th spot away from Craig Rial.
Mike Wells in the 76 powers past the 40 of Dan Brown to the inside for the second spot. Here comes the 38 of Mike Finney for the third spot. Dan Brown right there, as you see, gets the left front tire off of the asphalt, and he powers down the backstretch, filters in the fourth spot.
Mike Real starting to open up ground in that 0-2 in the 76 of Mike Wells. Two of the cars that you would have considered to be your favorite in this one, both the 1 of Pierre Berthiaume and the 49 of Richard Tesseur with mechanical problems. Both have gone back to the garage area. Those have been two fast race cars all season long here at the Airborne Speedway. Problems so far tonight.
I believe the 1 of Berthiaume may have cut down a right rear when he went up off the edge of the asphalt. Out front, nothing but Mike Riel. He sees halfway this time. Mike Riel's comfortably on second. Finney in third. Back to the fourth spot, that's Craig Riel. Fifth is Dan Brown. Sixth is Jim Introne. And seventh is Dan Ruprecht.
Mike Riel and the Plattsburgh Radiators, 0-2. Looking for the victory in this second and final qualifier for the Ernie's Discount Tools Modified. He's got a near half backstretch advantage over Mike Wells in the Wells Auto number 76. The 38 of Mike Finney comfortably in that number 3 spot. And it's another good gap back to Craig Riel in the CO2. Dan Brown has his number 40 running in the 5th spot. Jim Introne in the Gibson Hardware number 9 runs 6th, followed by Dan Ruprecht in the 74.
Popsicle sticker out for the 02 of Mike Riel. Riel has been very strong this year in his heat races. He's had a couple good runs and features. Just hadn't been able to pick up that victory.
Looks like he's got a darn good chance tonight. That 0-2 very fast in this qualifier for the Ernie's Discount Tools Modified. White flag is out. Riel up the backstretch the final time. He maintains that lead over the 76 of Mike Wells. Some tire smoke out of the back of the 0-2. That won't bother him. Mike Riel is your winner of qualifier number 2. Mike Wells finishes second. Mike Finney gets the 3rd spot. 4th spot goes to the CO2 of Craig Riel. And Dan Brown will round out the top 5 in car number 40.
Number 3, the 77 of Slick Rick Frenier. To his outside, the 57 of Howard Stoner. 82, Toby Ebersol. 39, Bill Sawyer. 27, Robbie Favreau. 68, Jamie Atkins. Here they come off of 4. Green flag.
Good battle for the top spot, side by side, going into 1 and coming off turn 2. Terry on the inside, Bushy on the outside. They run together up the backstretch into turn 3. They're the same way for that number 3 spot with Sullivan on the inside and Haywood on the outside. Coming off turn 4, it's going to be Tyler Terry on lap number 1.
Terry leads lap number 1 into turn number 2. Jimmy Bushy second. Bucko Branham starting to prevail on the outside for that number 3 spot.
That may be Bucko Branham's car, but Nick Haywood is behind the wheel. I knew you would do that.
All right, Nick Haywood comes through on the outside, but Dan Sullivan doing a nice job sticking with it.
Tyler Terry up front in the 44. The 11 of Jimmy Bushy runs second. Bushy drifted a little bit high coming off turn 2. Nick Haywood in the number 20 running in that number 3 spot. Danny Sullivan has 4th in the 3. Here comes Toby Ebersol on the move in the 82 car. Ebersol looks to the inside of Premier in the 77. They run side by side for the number 5 spot. And it's Bill Sawyer in the 39 running in the 7th spot. Howard Stoner is 8th. Robbie Favreau is 9th. And Jamie Atkins in the 68 at the back of the pack.
Ebersol in the 82 looking to the inside of Frenier for that number 5 spot. He's able to get it off of turn number 4 down the front stretch, that is. Sawyer looking to come through on the inside as well.
Meanwhile, back at the front of the pack, Terry is starting to pull away from that second place car, which is now the 20 of Nick Haywood. Haywood got by Jimmy Bushy, who has settled into the number 3 spot. Danny Sullivan has his car, number 3, running 4th. Now it's Sawyer starting to look to the inside of Toby Ebersol. Oh, contact between the 39 and the 82. Ebersol goes around, and that will bring out a caution flag. Sawyer tried to get to the bottom of turn 1 before Ebersol got there, but Toby had the 39.
If you're wondering why there is a Renegade car out here, he has a Sportsman engine in there, the 27 of Favreau. As they work their way off of turn number 4 down the front stretch, green flag is out.
Good jump on the outside for Nick Haywood in the number 20. He's side by side with Tyler Terry as they head into turn 2. Now Terry sticks his nose in front. He's got a full car length now on the 20. Jimmy Bushy has the 11 in the number 3 spot. And here comes Rick Frenier on the move in the 77. He takes that 4th spot away from Danny Sullivan.
Tyler Terry in the Pizza Palace, number 44. Leads lap number 6 off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. He increases his car lengths over Nick Haywood in the 20. Perhaps a little bobble in turn number 3. Haywood picked up some ground there.
Terry is your leader. Nick Haywood second in the 20. Jimmy Bushy closes the gap just a bit on the 20 car. He runs in the number 3 spot, and it's the 77 of Rick Frenier. Here comes Sawyer working his way back to the front. Sawyer looks to the inside of the 57, but Stoner shuts the door. 2 to go this time by for Tyler Terry.
Tyler Terry in the 44. Again, increasing his length over the 20 of Nick Haywood. Jimmy Bushy runs 3rd. 4th, Slick Rick Frenier. 5th is the 57 of Howard Stoner. Off of turn number 4, white flag is out for Tyler Terry.
Tyler Terry maintaining his 5-car length advantage over Nick Haywood. It's 5 more back to Jimmy Bushy in the 11. Into turn 3 the final time. Tyler Terry brings the Pizza Palace 44 off turn 4. Checkered flag goes to Terry. 2nd spot goes to the Northern Sanitation car number 20 for Nick Haywood. Jimmy Bushy gets the 11 home in the number 3 spot. Followed by Rick Frenier in the 95. Steven, that is. Joyle in the 57. And LaFountain shotgun. Here they come off turn 4. They'll start to pick it up. Green flag is out.
We'll jump on the outside for the 0-0. And that 0-0 is Ken Dool. Brandon Atkins. Uh-oh, look out. He got some good air over there. That's the 69.
Jamie LaFountain got about 15 feet in the air, and he just vaulted off turn number 2. Car's got a flat tire, but he's continuing out on the racetrack. What a wild ride to kick off the qualifier in the mini modifieds for Jamie LaFountain, that 69 car.
He may have had help turning right, too.
Ken Dool is your leader in the 0-0. The 21A of Atkins runs in that number 2 spot. Then it's Rick Woodruff in the 07. Jason Blondo has moved the 5 into the number 4 spot. Stephen Brissett running in that number 5 spot in the 95. Billy Jenkins has the 33 6th, followed by the Mike Rock 29. Then we come back to the 57 of Joyle. And there's that 69 car that's going to be headed back to the garage area with the flat tire.
Out front, the 0-0 of Dool. Good battle for the 4th spot. Stephen Brissett gets that. Now he's looking for number 3 on the inside of Woodruff, and he has the 3 spot. The 5 of Jason Blondo is going to try and look to the outside of Woodruff. Woodruff comes up. He gets a little sideways off of turn number 2. He got right side tires up in the bunker. Now Brissett, that is, gets the 2nd spot.
Ken Dool is your leader in the 0-0. And he makes the long haul up from Warrensburg, New York each week to compete with us here at the Airborne Speedway. He gets a little bit high off the turn number 2. That allows Stephen Brissett to close the gap in that 95 car. 95, of course, normally driven by Rick Donor. He finished 2nd in the Airborne Speedway mini modified point standings. Brissett hops in it tonight, and he starts to close in on the 0-0. White flag is out. Dool is your leader. Brissett runs in that number 2 spot in the 95.
Blondo in the 5 and the 21 of Atkins touch off of turn number 2. No harm done, however.
Off turn 4 the final time. Checkered flag is out. Dool on the inside. Here comes Brissett on the outside. It won't be enough. Dool wins it. Brissett gets 2nd. Jason Blondo 3rd. The Atkins 21 finishes in the 4th spot. And Billy Jenkins.
Outside row number 4, it's the 13 of Josh Lavarnway. And shotgun on the field, it's the 72 of Curtis LaGrave Sr.
Here comes the field. Green flag is out. Jeff McCormick grabs the top spot coming off turn number 2. Josh LeClaire trying to come right back on the inside. McCormick sticks a nose in front, but here comes Jimmy Collins flying up on the inside. Collins looks to take that number 2 spot away from the 7. Off turn 4, Collins is your new leader. McCormick sticking right with him on the outside. Jimmy Collins, Jeff McCormick runs side by side for that top spot. And here comes the SS Minnow. It's not Gilligan, it's Chris Clark tonight. He's moved into the number 3 spot. Outside, it's the 7. of Josh Leclerc.
Jimmy Collins leads him down the front stretch into turn number 1 with Chris Clark in his rearview mirror. Josh Leclerc looks to slide up in front of McCormick as McCormick is off in the bunker and kicking up dirt. The 88 of Speedy Brissett also gains a spot there.
Jimmy Collins, your leader in the 0-2. He's got Chris Clark charging up in the 77. He's down to just a car length behind. Josh Leclerc is taking that third spot. Speedy Brissett in the 88 is fourth. And again, McCormick drifts high off turn 2 and kicks it up in the bunker. Curtis LaGrave has moved the number 72 car into the number 5 spot. But here comes Clark on the inside looking for the lead.
They touched a couple times off of turn number 4. Into turn number 1. A little tap that time. Jimmy Collins working hard on the outside. He's going to keep the bumper ahead down the backstretch. He pulls about 3/4 of a car length ahead, but the 77 of Clark is sticking there on the inside.
Good battle up front as the white flag comes out. Chris Clark on the inside, Jimmy Collins on the outside. They are side by side. Clark now opens up a car length advantage up the backstretch. Collins trying to come right back, sticks his nose up on the inside. Here comes Collins, they touch. Clark goes around in the 77. Here comes Speedy Brissett on the inside. Speedy Brissett's going to take the lead. Brissett wins it, black flag on the 0-2. Leclerc gets second, LaGrave third, McCormick fourth. Lavarnway gets the 5th spot. Well, I don't think Jimmy Collins liked how high that Chris Clark ran him coming into turn 2.
And I think Clark's going to go let him know.
And Collins gave it right back to him going into turn 3.
Yeah, Clark was definitely pushing him up toward the wall.
All right, ready for a start this time by Dave Drake on the inside, Jason Sawyer on the outside. Here they come off turn 4. Green flag is out. Keith Pelkey looking to split the difference coming into turn number 2. And Keith Pelkey with a nice move takes the lead up the backstretch. Jason Sawyer sticks right with him in the 28. And those cars start to say good night to Dave Drake in the 26.
Drake in the 26 and the 28 of Sawyer left just enough of a hole for Keith Pelkey to get through down the front stretch. As you said, great move by Keith Pelkey to get to the top spot. Here comes Sawyer down the back stretch. He gets about half a car length down to the inside. Now he's got a full car length in turn number 3. They work through 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4. Drag race to the stripe. Your new leader, Jason Sawyer.
2 good battles going on the racetrack. The battle for the lead between Sawyer and the 28 and the 24 of Pelkey. And then a 4-car battle for the number 3 spot between the 26 of Drake, the 36 of Dragoon, Metalman in the Deuce, and the 5 of Mark Karen.
Keith Pelkey right on the back bumper of Sawyer off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch, Sawyer powers away. He gets a good car length down the front stretch. Keith Pelkey was a little sideways in turn number 1. They work off of turn number 2 down the back stretch, and Sawyer is just increasing the car lengths. Metalman has trouble over there in turn number 2. He's going to right the ship, come back on the track, and we will stay under green, halfway.
Jason Sawyer continues to lead the way in the 28 car. It's Keith Pelkey running second, right on his back bumper. And it's a good gap back to Bob Dragoon in the 36, who runs in the number 3 spot. Mark Karen, who did a fabulous job on the national anthems last week for us, running in the number 4 spot in the 5 car. Then it's Drake in the 26, and Metalman at the back of the pack, and see 'em all.
We must think alike, because I was going to say the same thing about Mark Karen. Nice job with the national anthems last week. Back up front, Jason Sawyer starting to pull away from Keith Pelkey. Into turn number 4, Keith Pelkey gets a good run, but the rear end kicks sideways off of turn number 4. As that last lap, there were 2 to go. Jason Sawyer off of turn number 2, another good run. Gets about half a car length on Pelkey down the backstretch. Into turn number 3, off of turn number 4. White flag will be out for the 28 of Sawyer.
These 2 gentlemen will be prohibitive favorites when the feature rolls out for the Renegades a little bit later on tonight. Pelkey dominated the first heat. It is Sawyer who's going to win this second heat. Into turn 3 the final time. Jason Sawyer, he's got 3 car lengths on Keith Pelkey. Here they come off turn 4. Checkered flag is out. Jason Sawyer is your winner in the 28. Keith Pelkey brings the 24 home in the number 2 spot. Third spot's going to go to Bob Dragoon in the 36, followed by Mark Karen in the 5. And Dave Drake rounds out your top 5 in car number 26.
Side, the 11 of Mike Whalen. Grape Ape inside row number 4. Chad Collins on the outside. Shotgun on the field. The 357, Kurt Seymour Jr. Green flag.
Shotgun. Go shotgun. Well, that's Magnum. Shotgun's the old man. Good battle up front. 3 wide. Here comes McClatchy on the inside. Fuster in the middle. Zach from Myrtle Beach. Well, this certainly isn't Myrtle Beach, but he's going to settle into the number 3 spot. But for how long? Rest of the field starts charging up, trying to move into that number 2 spot. It's going to be Brandon Atkins to take second as they come off turn 4.
3 and 4 wide racing off of turn number 4. Here comes Grape Ape. Whoa! The 5 of Fuster. Looked like he came down on the 21.
A little bit of a chop session there as the 5 tried to cut off the 21, but Fuster will refire that card. Everyone will stay green. McClatchy is your leader in the 70. Second spot goes to Brandon Atkins in the 21A. Mike Whalen's 11 runs third, but he's closing in on those top 2 cars. The 357, the Magnum for Kurt Seymour runs fourth. He won the first qualifier, and he continues to close in on the leaders. Chad Collins and the Grape Ape battle for that number 5 spot in the 22 and the 21.
Throw Mike Whalen in the 11 in that mix. He is going to challenge the 21A for the 2 spot. Although the 21A may have the top spot. He does. Here goes Mike Whalen down to the inside for the top spot.
Whalen's got the lead up the backstretch, but here comes Seymour. Seymour trying to get to the inside of McClatchy in the 70. Atkins, 21A, runs second, but Seymour on the inside is a car you're going to have to watch. He may be a player before this one's over. 2 to go for Mike Whalen in the number 11. Brandon Atkins is second, but not for long. Here comes Kurt Seymour moving up on the inside. Seymour, just a half a car length behind, will take now that number 2 spot as they go into turn 3. White flag is out this time by for Mike Whalen.
Mike Whalen in the 11 made a great move to get to the lead off of turn number 2. He forced a 3 wide move. He got there. Kurt Seymour started tail. He is now second. Good run for Brandon Atkins in the 3 spot. Here comes Chad Collins in the 22, as well as Grape Ape moving up on the high side.
Kurt Seymour is running out of time. Checkered flag is out off turn 4. Mike Whalen's going to win it. Second spot will go to Seymour in the 357. Brandon Atkins finishes in the number 3 spot with the 21A. Fourth spot goes to Chad Collins. And the Grape Ape, Scott Richardson and Robbie Favreau in the 27.
Jim Bushy in the 11. Nick Haywood in the 20. Danny Sullivan in the 3. 44, Tyler Terry. Here they come off of turn number 4. Down to the green flag.
Howard Stoner gets a good jump on the outside in the 57. He will lead him. But here comes Jamie Atkins for more up the backstretch. Atkins trying to close in, but it's going to be Howard Stoner to get to turn 3 first.
Very good racing side by side for spots 3 through 7. Down the front stretch, Howard Stoner has the lead.
Atkins again looks to the inside as they come off turn 2. But Stoner's able to get that 57 car back to the bottom of the racetrack. Rick Frenier in the 77 runs third. Here comes Tyler Terry with a big move on the outside. Terry moves right alongside the 11 of Jimmy Bushy.
Tyler Terry on the move on the high side. He got around 3 cars in that last lap. He's picking off Rick Frenier on the outside.
Terry moves up to the number 3 spot. Frenier's back to 4th. Here comes Nick Haywood looking to the inside of Jimmy Bushy. Those 2 cars battle for the number 5 spot.
Again, Tyler Terry, very effective on the high side. He's going to get around the 68 of Atkins on the high side. Will he battle with the 57 on the outside? He looks up there down the backstretch. Into turn number 3. He's got it up high. Off of turn number 4. Can he do it? No, he can't. Stoner still in the lead.
They'll be halfway next time by. It's still Howard Stoner on the inside. But on the outside, the momentum goes to the 44, and he will go zooming by into turn number 3. Tyler Terry is your new leader. Howard Stoner trying to battle back on the inside. Field is halfway. It's Stoner on the inside. Terry on the outside has the lead.
Howard Stoner hanging there, however. Stoner about 1 car length off that lead. Here comes Slick Rick Frenier on the inside, trying to pick up that 4th spot from Nick Haywood. Haywood battling high on the high side. He gets sideways. Dirt tracks it off of turn number 4. Makes contact with Jim Bushy down the front stretch. He rights the ship. We're still under green. Down the back stretch is Tyler Terry into 44, increasing his car lengths over to 57 of Stoner. Stoner has a sizable lead for the second place battle over Atkins in the 68. In the fourth spot, Gregory. Fifth is the 11 of Bushy. Sixth, Haywood in the 20. Seventh is Sullivan in the 3. And the car that can see them all, Favreau in the 27.
Sideways into turn 3 is the 68 of Atkins. He spins. Everyone able to make by with no contact. Black flag on the 77.
You see what happened?
For the 77, we'll go back to the garage area. The 68 of Jamie Atkins has refired over in turn 3. We're going to stay green flag racing with 1 to go for Tyler Terry. Terry's 44 is your leader. Howard Stoner running in that number 2 spot. And it's the 11 of Jimmy Bushy, the 20 of Nick Haywood, and Danny Sullivan in the 3.
Tyler Terry still out front. Goes down the back stretch, works into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4. He is going to be the winner of qualifier number 2. Tyler Terry wins it. Howard Stoner second. Third place is going to go to Jim Bushy. Fourth, Nick Haywood. Fifth, Danny Sullivan. Sixth, Robbie Favreau. And seventh, coming off of turn number 4.
IGA number 24, maintaining his advantage, but not by much as they race up the backstretch. It's still a good gap back to the number 5 car of Mark Karen, who runs in the 3rd spot. Josh Terry in the 36 runs 4th. Kenny St. Germain has his 40 in the number 5 spot, but Smoke still starting to pop out of the back end of that automobile.
Off of turn number 4, Keith Pelkey got high that last lap. That allowed Sawyer to come down on the inside and regain the lead. But now here comes Keith Pelkey coming back on the outside down the backstretch. Sawyer gets him in the turns down on the inside, but Pelkey certainly has the power down the straightaways as they touch off of turn number 4. Pelkey at the line.
Well, from what we've seen in the first 2 qualifiers, Rob, these 2 cars may have it to themselves to decide if they can avoid making contact.
There goes Pelkey.
It may be one of these 2 that wins it. Pelkey kicks it up in the bunker, and that gives a big lead to Jason Sawyer. Pelkey sideways in the 24. Spins off the top.
Something doesn't feel right. He doesn't want to put a car on the wall or risk damaging that car for next year.
Well, the field starts to pick it up as they come off turn 4. Green flag back out. Sawyer on the inside. This time a new dance partner. It's Mark Karen in the 5. Sawyer starts to open up a little bit of ground as they race up the backstretch. It's Sawyer by 2 car lengths. Mark Karen is second. Inside, the 36 of Josh Terry moves into the number 3 spot. On the outside, it's the 26 of Dave Drake. He'll run 4th. Metalman's got the number 5 spot.
Out front, the 28, Jason Sawyer. Good battle for the number 4 spot as here comes Metalman. He looks down to the inside of Dave Drake in the 26. Into turn number 3, Drake drifts high, and that allows Metalman to come through on the inside and take over the 4th spot.
Sawyer is your leader. He's maintaining a 5 or 6 car length advantage over Mark Karen in the 5. Barring any mechanical failures on the 28 car, he looks to be in good shape. Mark Karen maintaining a 4 length advantage over Josh Terry in the 36. It's 4 more back to Metalman in the 2 and Dave Drake now in the 5th spot in the 26.
Uh-oh, problems on the Josh Terry 36. It's actually the Bob Dragoon 36 being driven by Josh Terry. That car has slowed now on pit road, going back to the pits, and that's going to push up Metalman to the number 3 spot.
And then there were 4. Look out! The wheel comes off the 28! Holy cow! Jason Sawyer, all he had to do was just ride home to victory. As the right front wheel comes off the 28 car, he goes hard into the front stretch wall. And Rob, all of a sudden, we are... So all that's left now is determine our top 3. Here they come. Off turn number 4, back to the green. Karen is your leader on the inside. Metalman's going to give it a shot on the outside in the 2. There's just about a half a car length separating those 2 cars as they go into turn 3. Dave Drake's falling 3 car lengths behind in the 26. Here they come off turn 4. Karen starts to open up just a little bit of ground. Karen now has 5 car lengths on Metalman in the 2, and it's another 5 back to Dave Drake in the 26.
Mark Karen in the 5, powers down the backstretch. Your pick for the win? as I've seen so far, I like your pick, as he is beginning to check out on the two-car field.
Rob, I don't think anybody in the OutsideGroove.com DVD contest picked Mark Karen to win this one. It would be an upset. They're going to be halfway this time by. They'll complete lap number 10 of 20 this evening. Mark Karen leads them at the halfway stripe. Metalman runs second in the 2, and Dave Drake in the Adirondack Water Systems, number 26, holds down that number 3 spot.
Mark Karen just increases the car lengths on the 2 of Metalman. He gets about 1 car length. I'm used to doing go-karts. I'm saying car length here. He gets 1 car length almost every lap. And Metalman's getting about a half a car length over the Dave Drake 26.
Well, right about now, Mark Karen is hearing just about every possible little rattle that he can hear. It's saying, what can possibly go wrong? He's got a big lead on Metalman in the 2. He's just 9 laps away, 8 laps now of what would be his first career win in the Renegade division.
Sideways again.
That 5 car, is it off the pace?
You are
yes, it is. Mark Karen off the pace. Looks like there's some fluid pouring out of the back end of that car. And we're down to 2. Holy cow.
It's like we're playing poker. You keep going until there's 1 person left.
The last man standing battle royal in the Renegade division at Airborne Speedway.
You are just a jinx.
Metalman now leads it.
First you said Keith Krauke would win.
This would certainly be an interesting interview if you and Metalman have to talk in victory lane.
Down the front stretch, Metalman still holding the lead.
Hey, Drake's going to take a shot at him, Rob. Drake closing in turn number 2.
You notice he's not having problems. I'm not the jinx, it's you.
This has turned into a match race between Metalman in the 2, Dave Drake in the 26, both looking for career win number 1 in the Renegade division. There's 5 to go.
This will get us good ratings on the MSN TV show. Metalman continues to have about 1 car length advantage over Drake. 1.5 at times.
There's still 4.5 laps to go. What mechanical failure could Metalman come up with now? We've seen Keith Pelkey go out with problems. We saw the 40 of Kenny St. Germain go out with problems. The 28 of Jason Sawyer had a big lead. He lost the right front wheel and smacked the turn 4 wall pretty hard. That gave the lead to Mark Karen. He had mechanical problems and had to go back to the garage area. So we're down to 2 Renegades left with 3 laps to go.
Metalman just increasing car lengths. Dave Drake gets a good run, however, off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch, he closes it to about a car length and a half. Into turn number 3, he does the same. 1 car length. In the middle of 3 and 4, still 1 car length off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch. Car length and a half. 2 to go.
2 laps remain for Metalman, looking for his first career win.
In a Renegade.
I think in anything. Dave Drake in the 26, moving into the number 2 spot. He's had the number 2 spot. White flag is out. You know, they say it's difficult to call a race with 100 cars. Believe me, it's much more difficult to call a race with 2 cars. Checkered flag will fall this time by Metalman in the 2, Drake in the 26. Metalman is your winner. Dave Drake. There was some contact between the 2 and the 69 car. Don Franklin 69 ended up going hard into the front stretch wall. But it's a different story tonight as Metalman picks up the victory in the 2. Dave Drake brings the Dave's Auto Adirondack Water Systems number 26 home in the number 2 spot. All right, He's hopping out of the car. Let's hear it from Metal Man. Let's go downstairs to Rob Knowles. Rob, take it away.
All right, thanks, Rick. We'll try and get Metal Man over here. He says his last win came in 1972. First career win in the Renegade division. It's got to feel good.
It sure does. It sure does. Been a long time.
Now, you go ahead and talk about the race. You know, there's 7 cars started the race. How'd you get to the front?
By the number 5 started overheating, and he pulled in. I thought for sure Mark had it, and I'd be behind him. The other guy was running real good, too. The guy that lost the wheel.
Yeah, he lost the wheel, went hard into the wall, and unfortunate for them, but fortunate for you. Nice job.
Thank you.
That's Metal Man, everybody.
So Metal Man gets the win here in the Renegade division. 15 laps, 15-minute time limit for the Monster Energy drink. Bomber division. Slow pace off turn 4 now. Whalen stands on it. We're under green. They're 3 wide coming to the start-finish line. Uh-oh. McClatchy and Fuster get together. The 5 goes around. McClatchy continues on.
There goes 21A.
Brandon Atkins kicking up the dirt on the bunker. Fuster refires the 5, and we're going to have a caution.
Yellow.
Jason Blondo.
Your pick in the DVD contest was?
Curtis Seymour Jr. in the 357.
That was mine, too.
And we had nobody pick the 2 of Metal Man, so right now, 0 is in first place. Everybody's tied.
You got a chance.
Here they come off turn 4. Green flag is out. Whalen gets the jump on the inside of the 11. Seymour tries to come right back on the outside in the 357. Battle for the number 3 spot. Richner in the 21 on the outside. Collins on the 22 on the inside. They run together. Then it's Fuster in the 5th spot. And McKinley can see them all in the 66.
Out front, Whalen in the 11. 357 of Seymour is second. Whalen bobbled that time in the middle of 1 and 2. Seymour has a peek down on the inside. Down the backstretch, Whalen holds the position. Can Seymour get there in 3? Half a car length there. Down to the inside. Dead even off of turn number 4. Let's see down the front stretch. Drag race. And they are dead even.
Whalen gave Seymour the room on the inside, and Seymour takes advantage of it. Curtis Seymour is going to lead him up the backstretch. Mike Whalen back to second. Chad Collins right there in the 22. Scott Richner runs in the 4th spot in the 21. Mark Fuster 5th in the 5. Brandon Atkins has rejoined the field in the 21A, but he is 2 laps down. And we come back to the 66 of Jessica McKinley.
Whalen in the 11 now, trying to give some competition to the Seymour 357 as he peaks to the high side. Down the backstretch, he's still in that higher groove. Now filters down to the bottom half of the track. Seymour holds the lead as they are single file off of turn number 4. And Seymour still has it. In turn number 1, Whalen looks high, bobbles in the middle of the corner. Collins catches up. He's right on the back bumper now.
Richner about 6 lengths behind this battle for the top spot. He's got a good view of what's going on up front. Kurt Seymour continues to lead the way. The battle heats up now for that 2nd spot as Collins looks to the inside of the 11 of Whalen. Whalen closes in as they come off turn number 1 into 2, but Seymour opens up a little bit more ground on him, Rob, as they race into 3 and 4.
Collins, Chad Collins, that is, in the 22, raced his father's car, the 0-2, last week in the Mini-Mod division. Did a nice job. He hustled that car to a 3rd place finish where he's currently sitting right now. It's just the Bomber division. That's the only difference. As now Mike Whalen is on the back bumper. The 357 of Seymour. He got the right side tires in the bunker on the back stretch. That got him off the pace just a bit. But nonetheless, he's catching up. And Collins is still all over the back bumper.
Halfway this time by for Kurt Seymour in the 357. Whalen throwing it sideways into turn 1, trying to gain ground. It's still 3 car length advantage for Curtis Seymour. Mike Whalen second. Car length back to Chad Collins in the 22. Then 5 or 6 car lengths back to Scott Richner in the 21. And another 6 or 7 back to Mark Fuster in the 5. The 66 of Jessica McKinley is running in the 6th spot. 7th spot goes to the 21A of Brandon Atkins. And Robert McClatchy, 70, is 6 laps down.
Chad Collins in the 22 looks to the inside of the 1s. That is Michael Whalen. He couldn't get there. Whalen shut the door in turn number 3 down the front stretch. Collins has half a car there. Into turn number 1, Whalen pulls away. He got a little sideways though. Collins comes down on the inside. He takes the number 2 spot over. Whalen hanging right there on the outside. He looks down to the inside. No room there. Down the front stretch. Seymour, Collins, Whalen.
5 to go for Curtis Seymour. He's looking for his first victory in a bomber car. Chad Collins, 22. He runs in that number 2 spot. Mike Whalen has fallen back to 3rd. And Scott Richner, the 21, has gained ground on these top 3 cars. He's now just 4 car lengths behind. 4 laps remain. Can Richner, who's the fastest car on the track right now, run down these top 3 cars? Seymour in the 357, Collins in the 22, and the 11 of Whalen. They run 1, 2, 3.
Chad Collins takes a peek up to the high side. Sees nothing there, but he comes down quickly because he knows Mike Whalen's there in the 11. Good contact! Good save by Shotgun Seymour.
Magnum Seymour. Shotgun's the old man.
Well, we both screwed up twice. Whalen in the 11 gets it at 22.
This turned into a no-holds-barred final couple of laps. Now Seymour's got a 6 or 7 car length advantage, as he certainly has earned this one. A great save by Curtis Seymour Jr., as he was nearly sideways coming down the front stretch. Whalen is 2nd. Richner now in the 3rd spot in the 21, as he's had a great view of the banging that was going on up front. Collins back to 4th in the 22. Then it's Fuster in the 5.
Out front, as you said, Kurt Seymour in the 357. Off of turn number 4, he had made contact with Collins, but that just seemed to be a racing accident. Collins saw room down on the inside, and the 357 was just coming down off of turn number 4. Speaking of Chad Collins, he works to the outside of Grape Ape. Down the backstretch, Collins pulls ahead.
Into turn 3, the final time. Checkered flag will be out. Curtis Seymour Jr. in the 357. The Magnum gets the win. 2nd spot goes to the 11 of Mike Whalen. Chad Collins finishes 3rd in the 22. 4th spot goes to the 21 of Scott Richner. Mark Fuster will round out the top 5 in car number 5. Down to chat with Curtis Seymour Jr. Rob, you'll definitely want to have to ask him about the contact with just a couple of laps to go where he made a miraculous save coming down the front stretch. Chad Collins hops out of the 22 car. He gets a 3rd place finish tonight. Had a nice round of applause for Chad. And there's Mike Whalen hopping out of the 11. He finishes 2nd. But this is a win tonight for Curtis Seymour Jr. that he really earned with that great save with just a few laps remaining right on the front stretch.
He's out of his car. He's picking up the sign for Mike Watts. Kurt Seymour, come on over here. Now, you and I talked last week, and we said this week was going to be your week. And, in fact, it was. Go ahead and tell us, off of turn number 4 with about 3 to go, what were you thinking when you got sideways and you had to make that miraculous save?
Hold it to the floor and let her go. I was either going to save it or wreck it really hard. So,
go ahead and tell us, through the qualifiers, you had a fast car, you had to start toward the tail, and you started up front in the feature. Go ahead and tell us, what was your game plan coming to this? You want to go out strong, or did you want to hold off at the beginning?
no, I let the do as much as it would. It was pushing like crazy. I just held it to the floor coming out of the corners, and it bite 3/4 of the way out. And I'll tell you, I just wanted to try to win as much as I could today. So 3 races, 1st, 2nd, and a feature win. I'll take it. First one.
All right, congratulations. That's Kurt Seymour Jr. Back upstairs to Rick.
That's the field of modifieds. Ernie's Discount Tools, Dirt Car Modifieds picking up off turn 4. We are headed to the green flag. A good jump on the inside for Chris Kay in the 18 as he's going to lead him up the backstretch. Look out, we got a car spinning in turn 2. That's the B3 of Adam Barnaby. Barnaby tries to refire that car, but it's not moving. We're going to have a yellow flag. Yellow flag is our favorite baker, the 25 for Maxim Viennes. Here they come. Back to the green flag. Much better start on the outside this time for Mike Riel. He's going to just shoot into the lead in turn one. Riel flies up to the lead and leads the pack up the backstretch. Here comes Leon Gagnon looking to the inside of Chris Kaye. Gagnon wants to take that number 2 spot. He'll have it. Kaye's back to third. Mike Wells in the 76 holds on to that 4th spot. Here comes Finney on the move on the outside. Mike Finney in the 38 takes the 5th spot. He battles right alongside Bryant Trim in the 59.
Mike Riel in the 0-2, running away out front. Leon Gagnon not letting him out of his sight. Gagnon cutting into the lead. 2-car length lead. Mike Finney working the rim on the outside. Around the 59 of Bryant Trim for the 5 spot. Bryant Trim holding the line down on the inside. Fights back down the backstretch. He will hold the 5 spot. Down the front stretch, it's still Riel out front.
The Plattsburgh Radiators 0-2. Awfully strong in this qualifier. Running strong up front again tonight. The 9 of Jimmy Trone having some problems as he came down the front stretch. He lost quite a few spots. Gagnon now moves within just a car length of Mike Riel in the 0-2. It's 7 or 8 car lengths back to the 18 of Chris Kaye, who runs in the 3rd spot. Wells in the 76 is 4th. The 59 of Bryant Trim is 5th. Then we come back to Mike Finney in the 38. Maxim Viennes in the 25. And then the battle between the 55 of Matt Woodruff and the B3 of Adam Barnaby. Up front, it's Mike Riel in the 0-2.
If you notice Leon Gagnon tonight, the number 4, he's not running his usual line. He's usually running that 3rd groove up on the high side of the track, but tonight he's getting it done down on the inside, and that seems to work for him tonight.
Much colder temperatures, Robert. Maybe just a little bit slicker the far outside. The inside line may be the place to be. Riel continues to maintain his advantage over Leon Gagnon. They've opened up a little bit of ground on the 18 of Chris Kaye. And it's Mike Wells in the 76 and Bryant Trim in the 59. Those two cars battle for that number 4 spot. Wells is 4th, Trim is 5th. Mike Finney has dropped back just a little bit from the 59 car. He now runs in the 6th spot. Then we come back to Maxim Viennes in 7th. Good battle for the 8th spot as Adam Barnaby in the B3 now takes 8th spot away from Matt Woodruff in the 55. Then we come back to 10th. That's Dan Brown in the 40. And Michel Viennes in the 50 runs in the 11th spot. 12th is Todd Ormsby. 13th is Jim Trone. Dan Riprack back to the 14th spot.
Mike Riel and Leon Gagnon work their way around Riprack at a slow pace. Riprack seemed to take up a couple of lanes as he does for Kaye too. Kaye gets by no problem. Thing is, Mike Wells may try and pitch the 59 of Trim down on the inside. He couldn't do it. Trim got through on the inside. Trim is going to take over the 4 spot.
Bryant Trim on the move in the 59. He has picked up 3 spots. And he continues to gain ground on the 18 of Chris Kaye. But in the meantime, the top 2 cars have checked out. Ormsby spins the 26 on the front stretch. And the caution flag is out. Grab the lead on lap number 1. He's trying to lead them all the way. Leon Gagnon trying to say, not tonight, Mikey. Here they come off turn 4. Green flag out. Riel is your leader. Gagnon trying to close in, but here comes that 59 car. He told you he was a car on the move. He's now taking 3rd. He looks to the inside of Gagnon coming off 4. Riel is your leader in the 0-2. Leon Gagnon runs 2nd in the 4. Bryant Trim in the 59 has that 3rd spot. Chris Kaye is 4th. Mike Finney in the 38 runs 5th. And we come back to Mike Wells in the 6th spot. And here comes Adam Barnaby on the move in the B3. He runs 7th. Matt Woodruff is 8th. Maxim Viennes in the 25 battles running alongside Woodruff. And Viennes will take that 8th spot away. 10th goes to Michel Viennes in the 50.
Mike Riel in the Plattsburgh Radiator 0-2 is beginning to check out, as Leon Gagnon has been losing car lengths consistently, as we got a car parked up by the Robert A. Kagan sign. That's the B3 Adam
of Riel 0-2 and not let Gagnon down to the bottom of the racetrack. 12 down. Here they come off turn 4. Ready to go back to green. Green is out. A good jump once again for Mike Riel in the 0-2. Here he leads the way. Here comes Trim on the inside, but Gagnon has too much power. Gagnon on the backstretch powers into that number 2 spot. We got a car off the pace on the backstretch. That's the 50 of Michel Viennes. 50 car is slow.
Michel Viennes, the 50, very slow pace, is about to be parked over there at the top of turn number 3. Oh, he got it refired now. Looks like he's got it back up to a decent pace.
Mike Riel, hold on and get his first win in the 2010 season here in the modified division at Airborne Speedway. 2009. Green flies out. Another good start for Real on the inside of the 0-2. Gagnon trying to come right out on the outside up the backstretch. He settles into that number 2 spot. Brian Trim runs third. KA is fourth. Finney's on the move again in 38. He's getting racy with KA. They are going to be halfway next time by. 14 down the complete lap, 15 next time.
Car that has been on the move the last couple laps is Mike Finney in the 38. He's going to look to challenge the 18 of Chris K for the number 4 spot, but he's got a car right on his back bumper, and that's the 76 of Mike Wells. Michel Bien in the 50 comes back out in front of the field. Soon the 02 of Mike Rio will have to battle with the 50 of Michel Bien.
Mike Rio, the Plattsburgh Radiator 02 is your leader. Leon Gagnon is falling back just a bit. He's about 6 car lengths behind 02. And it's another 4 or 5 lengths back to Bryant Trim, who is pulled away from Chris K.A. in the 18 car. 5th spot. That's the 38 of Mike Finney. And a battle starting to develop for the number 6 spot as Maximum Viennes in 25 is closed in on Mike Wells. Viennes looks to the inside of Wells up the backstretch.
Bien in the 25. Into turn number 4. Looks down on the inside. Problems on Leon Gagnon. He's down to the infield.
Gagnon brings the number 4 to the infield. His mechanical problems hit the Englefield Ford sponsored automobile. That's going to give the 2nd spot to Bryant Trim in the 59. Real now has a huge lead in the 2nd place car. Well, it's nearly 15 car lengths from the Mike Real 02 back to the 59 of Bryant Trim. Chris K.A.'s 18 runs 3rd. Mike Finney is 4th. Mike Wells runs in the 5th spot in the 76, followed by Maxim Viennes in the 25.
10 laps to go. 02 of Mike Rio. Bryant Trim in the 59. Definitely cutting those car lengths. As you said earlier, it was about 15. Now it's about 10.
Trim is just driving away from Chris K.A. in the 18 car. 58 of Mike Finney runs in the number 4 spot. That would be a good finish for Mike Finney if he can hold on to that spot. Mike Wells, 76, runs 5th. Well, he's got Maxim Viennes closing into the 25. That would just 55. Runs in the 7th spot. Jimmy Trellin running 8th in the 9.
Mike Rio in the 02 works his way into turn number 3. Through 3 and 4 down the front stretch. And there will be 7 laps to go for the 02 of Rio. Bryant Trim got slowed up by the 74 track. He had to work his way around to the corner. That slowed him up. Chris K now looking to get around the track. He throws it high. Here comes Finney. He's bringing Finney with him behind. Finney will get around without a problem.
Bryant Trim continuing to shave time off that leader, Mike Rio. And Rio still is strong up front in the 02. Trim's got 5 laps to go to try to run him down. Chris K.A.'s 18 runs in that 3rd spot with Mike Finney and Mike Wells rounding out your top 5.
Trim in the 59. Definitely is cutting in the lead. Looking at the A&B scoring that last lap, Trim had a 16.323, and for the 02 of Rio, 16.402.
You saw the smoke billow out of the back end tire smoke off the right rear tire of Riel. Can he hold on for another 3 laps? Trim continues to close the gap. Riel works his way up to the 9 car of Jim Intro. He's putting a lap on the 8th place car. 2 to go this time by for Mike Riel in the 02.
Mike Riel in the 02 works his way around the 9 of Jim Intro. As Jim Intro dirt tracks it through to turn number 2. Ryan Trim in the 59 will be the next car to attempt to get around that 9 of Intro. White flag is out for Mike Riel.
Riel opens up a little bit of ground now, as he's just got half a lap to go from his first win of 2009. Into turn 3, the final time. Off turn 4, checkered flag in the air. Mike Riel is your winner. 2nd spot goes to Bryant Trim. 3rd spot will go to Chris K. and the team. Mike finishes 4th. And the 5th spot goes to the 76 of Mike Wells. 6th spot, Maxim Viennes in the 25. Matt Woodruff finishes 7th. Rob's on his way down to Victory Lane. He'll be talking with Mike Riel, the driver of the Plattsburgh Radiator-sponsored car. He brings it home first tonight. 2 at the top. He's hopping out of the car. Let's go downstairs. Rob Knowles, take it away.
Thanks, Rick. Mike Riel is very excited about his first win in 2009. Trying to get the brake on the car. He's out of the car. Let's have a nice round of applause for Mike Riel.
I don't think he wants to talk to you, Rob.
Well, he's getting congratulations from friends and family
Well,
on a well-deserved win.
Mike is one of the most popular drivers over in the garage area, and everybody's very happy to see him pick up the win here at Airborne tonight.
All right, here he comes. Here comes Mike Riel. Come on over here so we can get you on camera. Now, your car started out great. You were on fire running away from Leon. At the end, the car started to slow down. As I look at your right rear, there's not much left to it. But nonetheless, you got it done. Go ahead and tell us about your race.
Well, the race was won in the first lap. Chris kind of snookered me a little bit in that first start, but I was ready for him on the second one. And I think that's where the race was won, was on the first lap.
That is right. You talk about the good move you made on the first lap, and then throughout the rest of the field, you dominated them, you checked out, and you got the win. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I have to thank Mike Perotti. I have to thank all of my sponsors. My wife, she's been doing this forever. I've been doing this 25 years, and it's my first win. So it's pretty emotional for me, so thanks a lot.
All right, congratulations. Nice job. Special announcement from Speedway Management.
High-low.
Cricket's Pizza.
I would have lost. Terry on the inside, Stoner on the outside. You're looking for a favorite in this one? It's probably the 44. Green, flag is out. Tyler Terry gets the jump on the inside. Jimmy Bushy wants to come on through. Might have been a little contact between Bushy and the Stoner 57. Stoner trying to stick right with him on the outside. Here comes a nice move by Rick Frenier in the 77. He splits cars and moves up to the number 5 spot.
Tyler Terry in the 44. Starting to check out on this field. Question is, will he have the same scenario as Mike Riel? Win it on lap number 1? We'll have to find out. Nick Haywood in the 20. Gets on the hammer. He's looking to challenge Jim Bushy for the number 2 spot. They are side by side off of turn number 4 down the back, down the front stretch to the number 4 spot.
Frenier on the inside in the 77, Stoner on the outside in the 57. Those two run side by side for the number 4 spot. Frenier sticks a nose in front. Stoner falls back to 5th. Robbie Favreau is 6th. 7th spot goes to the 3 of Danny Sullivan. And in the 8th spot, it's Jamie Atkins in the 68.
Tyler Terry continues to increase his car lengths as here comes Nick Haywood. Down the inside, he's got to move. Jimmy Bushy comes down on him. He can't shut the door though. Off of turn number 4, Nick Haywood is in second.
Bushy left just enough room for Haywood to get by on the inside of the 20. We know that's a fast race car. Can Nick Haywood run down Tyler Terry, who has the near backstretch advantage as they approach the lap number 5 mark? Terry went a little bit high in turn 3 that time. Lost a little bit of ground, but nonetheless, he's still got a big lead over Nick Haywood in the 20. Jimmy Bushy in the 11 runs in the number 3 spot. Then we come back to Rick Frenier in the 77.
Out front, 44, Tyler Terry. As Rick mentioned, he bobbled off of turn number 4. But he's got so much lead, he can get away with the bobble and still be all right. In the second spot, it's Nick Haywood. Third, the 11 of Jim Bushy. Fourth, Rick Frenier in the 77. Fifth, Howard Stoner in the 57. Good battle for the sixth spot between Robbie Favreau and Dan Sullivan. Sullivan has it now. And back to eighth, it's the 68, Jamie Atkins.
Up front, it continues to be the Pizza Palace 44 for Tyler Terry. Nick Haywood second in the 20. Third spot, Jimmy Bushy's 11. It's the second car of the season for Jimmy Bushy. He had a big wreck with that maroon number 11 that he had earlier in the 2009 campaign. Brought out the car that he ran in the 2008 season. He's done pretty well with it. He's got a third place run going tonight. Ricky Frenier in the 77 running in the fourth spot. And Howard Stoner closes in on Frenier just a bit. He's just a couple of lengths behind. And we come back to the 3 of Danny Sullivan. And the 27 of Robbie Favreau and Jamie Atkins in the 68. They're going to be halfway this time by. And Tyler Terry appears to be on cruise control.
Indeed, he is. Tyler Terry is running 0.2 of a second faster than Haywood in the 20. I can see the A and B scoring computer over to my left. And that, in fact, tells me Nick Haywood 0.2 of a second off the pace being set by the 44 of Tyler Terry. Terry just easing it around off of turn number 4. He comes down to the front stretch. He's got 9 laps to go. Haywood is comfortably running in the number 2 spot. Jimmy Bushy comfortable for third.
Fourth spot, the battle heats up again between the 77 of Rick Frenier and Howard Stoner's 57. Those two have been within a car length and a half for the last few laps after Frenier got by in the early stages. Danny Sullivan continues to have that number 3 car in the 6th spot, followed by Robbie Favreau in the 27 and Jamie Atkins in the 68. Up front, it continues to be the 44 for Tyler Terry. He completes lap number 13. 7 laps remain for Tyler Terry in win number 1 in the 2009 season. Nick Haywood finished second in the Airborne Speedway Renegade point standings as Lonnie Rivers went back-to-back in the title division. He is running second. Third spot to Jimmy Bushy in the 11. And Stoner and Frenier continue to battle for that 4th spot with Frenier right now holding on to the 77.
If memory serves me correct, Tyler Terry picked up a win earlier in the year, but then went on to be disqualified for an illegal flywheel or something technical like that. But nonetheless, it's a good run tonight for Tyler Terry in the Pizza Palace number 44. Lisa Bruno showing him 5 laps to go.
Keep in mind that we've seen some leaders have awfully big leads early on in the feature programs tonight, especially in that Renegade division where they seem to be just dropping like flies once they got the lead.
Never rule out mechanical problems.
As Yogi Berra once said, it ain't over till it's over.
Did he play for the Yankees?
And it will be over in 3.5 laps for Tyler Terry in that 44 as he is continuing to build up a commanding lead over Nick Haywood in the 20, and he has checked out on Jimmy Bushy in the 11, and Bushy has left the 4th place battle behind. The closest battle on the track for the last 10 laps or so has been that battle between Stoner and Frenier in the 77 and 57 cars.
As you mentioned, that battle for 4th, Frenier has been, about a half a car length ahead of Stoner for the last 2 laps. Stoner really doesn't have much left to challenge the 77 of Frenier. As we just saw, Tyler Terry was showing 2 laps to go. Tyler Terry works down the back stretch, and they have to encounter 1-lap car, and that 1-lap car would be the 68 of Jamie Atkins. White flag is out for Tyler Terry.
Tyler Terry will work his way around the Atkins 68 as they come off turn number 2. Up the back stretch, the final time. The JNS Steel Sportsman main event is going to go to the Pizza Palace sponsored car number 44 for Tyler Terry. Here he comes off turn 4, checkered flag in the air. Terry is your winner. Second spot, he's just coming into turn 4 right now. That's the 20 of Nick Haywood. Third spot will go to Jimmy Bushy in number 11. 4th spot at the line is going to go to Rick Frenier in the 77. Howard Stoner finishes 5th in the 57. 6th spot's going to go to Danny Sullivan in the 3. 7th spot will go to Robbie Favreau in the 3. final event of the 2009 race season is coming up next. The honor will go to the Keysville Napa Mini Modifieds. They will close out our 2009 season here at the Airborne Speedway. Once again, we hope everyone saved their ticket stubs because you can send them into the Speedway office at 70 Broderick Road here in Plattsburgh, and we will send you back a $3 off coupon. Good toward the
Tyler
first
Terry
event.
unbuckling. About to climb out of his car. Nice round of applause for Tyler Terry, everybody. Right. Here's Tyler Terry. The last couple races, the modified race as well as your race, have had the same story. Car starts out on the point and runs away and wins it on lap number 1. Go ahead and tell us about your race.
It was actually pretty boring. Once we got out front, we kind of just ran away with it. But we got the car going good. Finally, we've been fighting it for, I don't know how long now, half the season. But I got to thank all my sponsors that are on the car, my whole family, everybody that's helped me out with this deal. We couldn't do it without them.
All right, congratulations. Win number 1 on the air.
Five
That's
and
Tyler
Jason
Terry, everybody.
Blondo.
Back to row number 7. It's the 72 of the one-handed wonder, Kurt LaGrave Sr. Outside, Brandon Atkins in the 21A. 8th row inside, that's Josh Lavargle. Chad Collins in the 22. Kurt Seymour, 357.
Here they come. Green flag is out. Good jump on the inside for the dual 00. He's going to lead him up the backstretch, but he's going to be challenged by the Brissetts. On the outside, Speedy in the 88. On the inside, Steven in the 95. 3 wide action coming off turn 4 to complete lap number 1.
The Brissetts that are challenging duel for the lead have no relation. However, they do have one goal in mind. That's to get around the 00.
Speedy does it first. He's got his nose in front. Steven coming back on the inside. Duel trying to hang right with him. Ooh, the 95 drifts up a little bit. Coming off the turn. But he manages to hold on to his lead. One car joining in late is the 45 car of Malcolm Woodward, but he may be sent back to the garage area because he did not make the initial green flag.
That is correct. He is receiving the black flag right now. Gets the bad news from Chief Starter Weasel Bruno. Don't count out the 88 of Speedy Brissett. He's hanging right there with the 95 of Steve Brissett. One car that has been on the move is the 13 of Josh Lavargle. Lavargle has gone from one of the final rows on the field to inside the top 10.
Here they come off turn 4 to complete lap number 4. It's Steven Brissett in the lead in that 95 car with Speedy Brissett running second in the 88. Ken Duell third in the 00. Chris Clark in the SS Minnow running in the 4th spot. Jeff McCormick, 17, runs 5th. Curtis LaGrave has the 6th spot. 7th spot goes to the 33 of Billy Jenkins with Josh LeClaire running 8th. 9th spot goes to Jason Blondo in the 5. And then they're 3 wide coming off the 4th turn for the number 10 spot.
Out front, Steven Brissett driving Rick Donor's 95. Look out, Ken Duell up in the bunker. Off the pace for a minute. As I said, back out front, Steven Brissett driving the Rick Donor 95. Donor has won a few events in this mini-mod class. He cannot drive this week, so he lets Steven Brissett hop in, and Steven's doing a good job this week.
Steven is Rick's nephew, as that 95 car has visited Victory Lane on many occasions in 2009. Looking to do it one more time. They're going to be halfway this time by. Steve Brissett leads the way in the 95. Speedy Brissett is second. Chris Clark in that 77, trying to close the gap on those top 3 cars, but not having a lot of success in doing it. Curtis LaGrave is a car that has started toward the back of the pack and has really worked his way up. He now runs in that 4th spot in the 72. Jeff McCormick is 5th in the 17. Duell is dropped all the way back to the 6th spot, followed by Josh LeClaire in 7th. 8th spot right now goes to the 02 of Jimmy Collins. The 33 of Jenkins runs 9th. Top 10 rounded out by the 5 of Jason Blondo.
Out front, Steven Brissett. It is a battle of the Brissetts for the top spot. Speedy is not within striking distance yet, but he has been maintaining a consistent pace. Not losing too much. as the Martin 77 has a trail of sparks. Looks like it's coming out of the left front. Perhaps something scraping in the left front of the 77.
Chris Clark driving that 77 car, normally driven by Randy Martin. He's going to try and have to hold off Curtis LeGrave, who's on the move in the 72.
Sparks out of the left and right side tires that time.
Up front, it's still the 95 of Steven Brissett. Opening up 6 car lengths now on the 88 of Speedy Brissett. They have left Chris Clark in their wake, who's well behind in third. LeGrave is fourth. Jeff McCormick with a good run in the 17 car. He runs in the number 5 spot. But up front, Rob, Steve Brissett is just starting to check out on Speedy Brissett.
Steve Brissett, this time once he comes by the stripe, he will have 3 laps to go. He has been setting a good pace. Another story like the modified sportsman race. Winning the race early, perhaps in lap number 1. He took the lead on lap number 1, correct?
2 to go this time by for the 95. The Lightning McQueen will win the final event of 2009 if he can hold on for 2 more laps. Steve Brissett looking for his first career win at the Airborne Speedway. He has 2 to go. Speedy Brissett still 5 or 6 car lengths behind. And Steven Brissett starting to put lap cars in between them.
Steven Brissett will have a challenge to face, though. He's got 2 lap cars up in front of him. I believe that is Shotgun Seymour in the 357X as the white flag is out for Steven Brissett. Brissett goes high on him. Malcolm Woodward off the pace atop turn number 2.
Up the backstretch, the final time. Steven Brissett in the 95 leads them into turn 3. Off turn 4 to close out the 2009 season. The final checkered flag falls on Steven Brissett in the 95. Second spot goes to the 88 of Speedy Brissett. Third spot will go to the 72 of Curtis LeGrave. The 77 of Chris Clark finishes 4th, and Jeff McCormick runs out the top 5 in car number 17. There's number 95. He is the winner. How about a nice round of applause for Curtis LeGrave? He hops out of the 72 with a 3rd place finish tonight. The one-hand wonder is back in Airborne. And Speedy Brissett gets his number 88 ride tonight home in the number 2 spot. Steven Brissett enjoying his victory lap in the 95. Rick Donor playing the...
Thanks, Rick. Steven Brissett unbuckling inside the Lightning McQueen 95. We brought good luck this week. He is a guest on the MSM TV show. Very excited inside the car. We get to talk to him again. All right, here's Steven Brissett. We talked with the MSM show today. You had a fast car behind it. You said it was working good for you in practice. Go ahead and tell us about your race.
There was nothing much I could say. The car just handled wherever I wanted to put it, it went. And, hey, that was a good car, good race.
All right.
Speedy got him second, though. Good job, Speedy.
That is right. It was a battle for the Brissetts up at the front. Anyone you want to thank tonight?
Hey, I want to thank my Uncle Rick, definitely, for letting me run his car. I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. So, thanks, Uncle Rick.
All right. Nice job, Steve. Back upstairs.